Good morning. How you guys doing? This Mike. I'm back with the thought of the day on March 13th, 2023. First, I want to give honor and praise to the Elohim of Israel for waking me up today and giving me the strength and the wisdom to bring out this message. Today, I want to talk about the updated reports with basketball player Morant. This weekend, some reports surfaced that he indeed has checked into a rehab for addiction to alcohol. And the first thing I want to say is that I'm proud of the brother for recognizing that he had an issue with alcoholism and was willing to go get the help. That's very huge, especially someone of his status, someone from our community that's willing to go get the help. Going to get the help for alcohol is kind of taboo in our community. So I'm definitely praying for the brother. And as somebody who went through that process twice, I understand what's ahead of him and what's going on. In the last video I did, I mentioned that when I was talking about him, I mentioned that his behavior seemed to be indicated some kind of substance abuse, but I didn't want to get into it because I wasn't sure at the time. But as I look back at the videos and the different his behaviors over the last few months, it definitely I could see where the alcoholism had creeped in. Some of the erratic behavior he was doing and the brazen things without not caring the consequences. I'm really praying for the brother because this indicates that he was truly indeed sick, and while everybody was bashing him, calling him a thug and this and that, they don't understand how alcoholism works. Now, if he is diagnosed with alcoholism, it doesn't make him a bad person. It doesn't come from how much you drink or how often you drink. What happens is his body processes alcohol different than other people's body processes alcohol. So when he takes a drink, his body is going to crave more alcohol. When another person takes a drink or two drinks, their body is going to shut down and say, all right, they're good. That's what makes him an alcoholic, not the fact that he loves to drink and does this and does that. His body processes alcohol different. Now, how did he get here? Honestly, from seeing his father at the games and seeing his father on the sidelines, seems to indulge in alcohol a lot, seems to have a cup in his hand a lot, so it probably came hereditary. I also am a person who developed alcoholism hereditary, so I understand where that could go. Where does that leave the young fella now? Right now, he's in a real serious battle, and I say that because for him to be successful at this, the young fella must understand that those days are over, and that's extremely tough, especially the first time somebody goes to rehab, including myself. When I went, I compared myself to the other people that was in there. I wasn't drinking as much as they was drinking at the time, so I told myself that I wasn't like them. I was warned that when I came back, I would be drinking twice as much, and it was true. When I went back 4 years later, I was drinking twice as much. So John needs to really understand that it's over. He can't go back to being a social drinker, and avoiding people, places, and things is going to be real huge for him because of the lifestyle that he was living before and having access to so many people, places, and things, being who he is in the world of basketball. It's going to take some discipline. His family is really going to have to participate and be a real help system in terms of making sure he gets the right sponsor, gets into doing the steps, and ultimately he could become a new person. I think that this could be done, but it's going to take him to totally surrender. Sometimes for athletes, it's tough to surrender because they never quit at anything and they really feel like they could conquer anything because they conquered many feats in their life. But in recovery, trying to fight it is the worst thing you could do. The best thing you could do and the smart thing is to surrender and turn yourself over to the Most High. Now, this situation is going to lead to two roads. I believe that he could either go back to the disease by going out and picking up and thinking he could control it, or he could become a spokesman for alcoholism and the effect that it has, in which I think it'll be unique and it'll change his whole trajectory in terms of his image and the way that he'll be looked at in the world and in the basketball community. Now, my spiritual breakdown of this matter is alcohol is called spirits, and you could tell in the videos and the things that have been surfacing how those spirits has taken over the young man and had him in behaviors where he probably wouldn't be doing if he was sober. Now, looking at the video with the strip club and the gun and things and that, I have no doubt that he was probably in a blackout when he was doing that. I didn't realize what happened until he woke up the next day and seen the video surface or somebody told him what was going on. Alcohol tends to do that, and this is not an excuse for the young fella. This is just facts that once you get to a certain point, your spirit leaves your body and a demonic spirit takes over. And once that demonic spirit takes over, ain't no telling what's going to happen, because that's what demonic spirits do. Once again, spiritually, I think the Most High is reaching out for him, and he wants him to use his testimony to go out there and share it with other young people and other people in the world to let them know what he gonna bring this young fella through. Now the ball is truly in John Morant's court, and I'm praying for the brother that he goes down the right road and has the right support system. There's other players in the NBA who has fought this and remained sober. You got Chris Mullin, you got John Lucas, those two that I know offhand. Maybe those two fellas can reach out to the young fella and give him some guidance in terms of battling addiction. But it's going to be a fight, and he has to be ready for it, and his supporting staff has to be ready to help him in this matter. I pray for the brother, and I also think a lot of those guys now owe him an apology because they ain't know what he was dealing with. That's why you got to wait sometimes to see what transpires and what comes out of the story. And once again, this is Brother Mike. I'm praying for the brother and hope he finds the light and goes to the Most High in this situation. So that was my thought of the day. Enjoy your day, people. Shalom.